Chapter 8. Creativity or Imitation. A painting sells at Christie for $432,500. Not by Picasso, not by Basquiat, by an algorithm. A novel wins a literary prize in Japan. Not written by a human, generated by a neural network. A pop song climbs the charts. Sung by an AI voice, composed by a machine, produced without a single human musician. A movie trailer is edited by AI. A video game level is designed by code. A fashion collection is generated by GANs. A logo is created in seconds. A jingle is composed on demand. The machines are creating, or are they? This is the great debate of the AI age. Is what we're seeing true creativity, or just sophisticated imitation? Is the machine an artist, or a mirror, a composer, or a collage artist, a writer, or a remix engine? The answer matters, because creativity is one of the last bastions we believed was uniquely human. The soul's fingerprint, the mind's rebellion against repetition, the heart's response to the unknown. If machines can do it, what does that make us? Let's start with how it works. AI doesn't create from nothing. It creates from everything. It is trained on vast datasets, millions of paintings, songs, poems, stories, designs. It learns patterns, styles, structures, rules, and how to break them. Then when prompted, it generates something new by recombining, remixing, reweighting what it has seen. It doesn't imagine in the human sense. It interpolates, extrapolates, samples from a probability distribution. But the results, often stunning. DALL-E, Midjourney, Stable Diffusion, type a phrase, get an image. A cyberpunk cat wearing a crown, digital art, hyperrealistic, trending on ArtStation. Seconds later, there it is. Beautiful, bizarre, perfect. No human artist needed. GPT-4, give it a title, a genre, a tone, and it writes a story. A poem, a script, a song lyric, coherent, emotional, sometimes brilliant. AIVA, an AI composer, creates orchestral scores. Used in ads, games, films. Listeners can't tell it's not human. GitHub Copilot suggests code as you type, often better than what you would have written. Faster, cleaner, more efficient. Is this creativity? By some definitions, yes. It produces novel, valuable, surprising outputs. It breaks patterns. It explores spaces humans might not consider. It iterates. It experiments. It surprises even its creators. But by other definitions, no. It has no intent, no emotion, no lived experience, no suffering, no joy, no message, no why. It doesn't create to express. It creates because it was prompted, because it was trained, because the math said so. That's the crux. Human creativity is rooted in consciousness, in desire, in pain, in love, in rebellion, in play, in meaning. AI creativity is rooted in data, in loss functions, in latent spaces, in probability. One is driven from within, the other from without. But does that matter? To the listener, to the viewer, to the reader? When you hear a song that moves you to tears, does it matter if it was written by a heartbroken human or a well-trained transformer? When you see a painting that takes your breath away, does it matter if the brush was held by a hand or a server? When you read a poem that speaks to your soul, does it matter if the words were chosen by a mind or a matrix? For many, no. Art is art. Impact is impact. Beauty is beauty. For others, yes, deeply, because art is not just output. It's testimony. It's witness. It's a soul speaking to another soul. And if there's no soul on the other side, what are we really connecting to? This is not just philosophical. It's legal, economic, cultural. Who owns AI-generated art? The user who typed the prompt? The company that trained the model? The artists whose work was scraped without consent to train it? Lawsuits are flying. Getty Images sued Stability AI for training on its photos. Artists formed collectives to opt out. The U.S. Copyright Office ruled AI-generated images are not copyrightable unless a human contributed creative input. Musicians are terrified. Why hire a composer when AI can generate a score in seconds for free? Why pay a singer when AI can clone any voice, including yours, with a 10-second sample? Universal Music Group is fighting to block AI models trained on its artists' songs. Some artists embrace it, using AI as a collaborator, a brainstorming tool, a new instrument. Others call it theft, plagiarism, death of the craft. Writers, same battle. Authors sue OpenAI for training on their books. Screenwriters strike, demanding protections against AI replacing them. Journalists watch as newsrooms deploy AI to write earnings reports, sports recaps, weather forecasts. Quality? Often indistinguishable. Cost? A fraction. The machines are not replacing all creativity. Not yet, but they are replacing the predictable parts. The formulaic, the commercial, the repetitive, and they are augmenting the rest, giving humans new tools, new possibilities, new nightmares. But here's the twist. In the process, AI is forcing us to redefine creativity itself. If creativity is just novelty plus value, then yes, AI is creative. If creativity requires consciousness, intent, emotion, then no. But what if creativity is something else? What if it's collaboration? What if the future of art is not human versus machine, but human plus machine? The human provides the spark, the emotion, the story, the meaning. The machine provides the brush, the variation, the iteration, the execution. Some artists are already there. They use AI not to replace, but to explore, to break blocks, to generate 100 versions, then choose the one that resonates, to remix styles, to visualize the impossible, to go faster, further, deeper. That may be the real future, not machines replacing artists, but machines expanding what art can be. But only if we keep the human in the loop. Only if we remember, the machine has no soul. But we do. And that is the difference. That is the gift. That is the line we must never cross.